familiar other work of art. It's kind of called theft, but we pretend like it's an homage. This year we've taken some very famous Grimm's fairy tales and used our characters to fill those roles. So for instance, Lois plays Cinderella, Peter is Jack of Jack and the Beanstalk, and of course Chris is the ogre slash giant, and Stewie is Little Red Riding Hood. And of course Brian is the wolf. So, but that's a really fun episode that probably air maybe a third of the way into the season.
Get a little taste of Chris the Giant, or
That's it.
That is it. And Lois is Cinderella.
Hey, Laura me, I'm Cinderella.
That's exactly what we wrote.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We don't want to give anything away.
And Steve, another episode that you wrote, so Fresh Air. Let's talk about sort of the twist there.
Oh yeah, so Chris sort of ends up through a series of events bonding with Carter Pewterschmidt, and Carter takes such a liking to Chris that he decides to make Chris his sole heir to the Pewterschmidt fortune. And Peter's, of course, jealous of this and figures his best way to get access to this money is to take Chris to Vermont and marry his own son. So Chris and Peter go to Vermont to get married.
We are paving the way for open-minded people all over America.
Once again, ahead of its time.
Sensitive exploration of all the issues that have been in the news in the last.
Exactly. And,
Unfortunately, it takes us 9 months to make every episode, so sometimes by the time we have something air, other states have already allowed people to marry.
Yeah. So maybe we'll change it.
Maybe we will.
Yeah, in fact, Patrick and I are getting married after this event, right? Don't tell your mom and dad.
So something you guys just announced this week is the big crossover with The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's going to be the season premiere in a year, but it's a supersized episode. It may be an hour episode. We were thrilled. Dan Castellaneta, Julie Kavner, Hank Azaria, Yardley Smith, Nancy Cartwright, they all played their parts, and it was I saw online after it was announced, a lot of people were wondering how we did it and if we combined staffs, and Jim Brooks and Matt Groening and Al Jean were really receptive to the idea, and they let us do it, and a writer on our staff, a very inventive guy named Pat Megan, wrote the script, and I think Matt and Jim and Al literally had 2 notes for 2 lines in a really long episode, and that was it, and they were really happy. And Peter Shin is our supervising director who worked at The Simpsons. I worked at The Simpsons. It's been on the air for so long that a lot of people at Family Guy kind of had gone through there too, so he's going to direct.
It was actually very exciting for me to get to meet those guys. It was really, really, really fucking cool. And see them just at our table doing their voices, and it was really surreal and pretty awesome.
And the nicest moment, as soon as Dan opened his mouth in his first Homer line, there was a wave of applause from all the animators and the writers, and it was the most sincere moment in that room. But people loved him, and they loved Homer, and he's a big reason that a lot of us do what we do. So I think it's going to be a great episode.